Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here on a Piney podcast, and let's jump right into it. Ready, Joan? Yeah, ready. Okay. New Jersey reports 507 new beer virus cases, 5 deaths as schools alter in-person plans due to positive test. Transmission rate drops slightly to 1.09. At least 3 public school districts had to change plans for in-person classes due to student infections. This isn't a shock to anyone unless you don't understand how viruses work. Somebody was, all these kids, yeah, one of them was bound to test positive. It's not even the issue. 99.99, literally 99.99% of them will be fine. If you have an underlying medical condition, yeah, you got to be worried. So, and look, if you get sick, you should get tested, you should go home, you should be quarantined, you should get better. I mean, that should happen with any sickness on any kid. Doesn't, by the way. A lot of these parents will just send their kids right to school sick. I've seen it. I've seen kids with literally snot running down their nose in the middle of the class, sneezing their heads off, not even like doing this. Ugh, it's gross. It's absolutely gross. But, you know, this is where we are. This is the position we're in. The schools are kind of open, but they're kind of not. Oh, boy. What was the other thing? Okay. This is in Philly. Some restaurant owners say Philly can safely move to 50% indoor dining. The governor there is resisting. We're just at 25%. Should be more. But getting back to the beer virus, second day of classes, the students report positive tests. Of course. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then you're going to have to get tested. You have to get your kids tested. And odds are you'll be fine. Odds are. If you're under 50, unless you've got a serious medical condition, I wouldn't even worry about it. Yeah, go to your doctor or whatever, get tested, but don't freak out. This isn't that bad. Okay? Can't wait until November. I'm telling you, NPR already started laying the groundwork. Oh, it's not as bad as we thought. Yeah, no kidding. Another 2 months of this. And speaking of politics, Amy Kennedy to Jeff Van Drew. Trump lied, people died, and you're standing by while South Jersey suffers. Wow, stunning and brave to take the DNC's main talking point and put it in a press release, I assume. And Insider New Jersey, man, they just love Amy Kennedy. They love them some Amy Kennedy. Oh, it is a press release. There it says right there. Look, you're really going to run against Trump, Amy? Go ahead. I dare you to run against Trump. You don't know what you've unleashed. I saw the Wildwood crowds. They're huge. And a lot of them were local people. They're coming out to vote. To vote. You know who's not coming out to vote? A lot of people who can't get motivated for Biden. They just can't. And there's a rule in politics. You got to offer something. You can't just run a negative campaign. Negative campaigns, yeah, it works for the polls. It certainly can influence a campaign, but you can't solely run negative. It just doesn't work. You have to offer up something. Okay? So, you can keep doing this. But I don't think it's going to work. Now, this is a story that's near and dear to this Piney's heart. Save the Mansion demonstration planned in South Jersey. Stratford, right nearby me. Preservationists, this is from the Courier Post, by the way, and other history buffs are planning the demonstration on Saturday to save a historic Stratford mansion that could be demolished for a senior care facility. I don't know why they don't change it to a senior care facility. Seems like it would look like one. Noontime picketing is scheduled for the sidewalk outside the Sarah and Ephraim Tomlinson Mansion, located at 701 Laurel Road in Stratford. By the way, it's just down the street from Lena's Water Ice, which is fantastic water ice if you haven't had it. So let's get out to the protest and get yourself some water ice. Trust me on this. It'll be well worth your trip to get the water ice and then go. And then stand. Unfortunately, I think it might rain this weekend, but we'll see. We'll see if they can save it. This week, a petition to save the house was delivered through the Borough Council and also sent to the developer of the property, which was owned and operated as the Christian Classical Academy until it closed 5 years ago. The 10-acre property has recently sold to development entities. The Stratford Land Use Board has not received a formal application for the senior project, although a briefing was held with the board solicitor and engineer. The project would also require an operating license from the State Department of Health and other approvals from the State Departments of Community Affairs and Environmental Protection. Yeah, it's going to be tough to open an old folks home there, I think. It's set a little far back. I mean, it has a road to it. I think they could just convert the mansion, but who knows? I don't know what it looks like inside. I've never actually been inside it. I've driven past it like a million times. The Citizens Petition, which gathered nearly 1,500 signatures, was circulated via Facebook and sponsored by Aidan Mickle, a Camden County filmmaker who has been involved in history preservation projects for the Camden County Historical Society and other groups. Stratford residents deserve better. The least the developer should do is incorporate the house into their design, Mickle said in an interview on Thursday. The suggested use for this property shows terrible urban planning because if this were the right location for the design, the developer wouldn't have to be filling in wetlands or demolishing a historical home situated next to preserved public land. Point. Oh, here's a picture of it here. It's actually, the road is not here. It's like really set far back. But yeah, I mean, it's a historic building. I don't know the condition of it. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks nice from the outside anyway. I hope they don't tear down such a great house with so many ties to South Jersey, said Arlene Tomlinson Farrell of Blackwood, a distant great-granddaughter of the mansion's original owners. Built in 1844 along the north branch of Big Timber Creek, the former farmstead is considered a masterful example of Greek Revival architecture. It's nice. The house is the only one of 3 symbols on the borough's seal that still stands. Gone are a 300-year-old oak tree that was on Laurel Road and White House Tavern, which was moved decades ago to Lindenwold and eventually deteriorated. And as someone who grew up in Lindenwold, that's pretty much the story of Lindenwold right there. So yeah. Let's see. Has it got a website or anything? No, doesn't say. It ends with, we need tax ratables, but I hate to see it go. That's so inside baseball borough talk, said borough historian Carol Didino. I would love to see the oldest portion of the house saved more than the later back addition, and I don't think it could have deteriorated that much in a few years. Yeah, I mean, it looks like an old folks home, doesn't it? I mean, granted, they probably got a lot of work to do anyway. Why not save it? And, I mean, to me, that looks like a dignified, distinguished house. I don't think you want a super modern look for a bunch of, old folks, an assisted living place. And I think it would be very nice for, an older person to live in a nice sort of revised mansion, So, that could be the compromise. They build the old folks home, but they got to do stuff to the mansion, because I'm sure they've already revised the inside of the mansion to build the Christian Academy, right? I mean, so please consider that. And if you're in the area, consider stopping by the is it a demonstration? Yeah, a demonstration this Saturday. Okay, that's on Laurel Road in Stratford, 701 Laurel Road in Stratford. And trust me on the water ice, okay? And finally, South Jersey events. Let's see if there's anything good, doggy. Wednesday, September 9th. Oh, we missed that. This is the 10th. Okay, so screw that. Okay. Today, Absecon Lighthouse Homeschool Days. Sounds boring. Victoria Grasso exhibit. Oceanography featuring new paintings by Victor Grasso. Friday, basic ESL virtual class. Fire Pit Friday at Willow Creek Winery. That sounds nice. Open air Belmont evening of fun and magic. Patriot Day 9/11 service at Osprey Point. Second Friday, meet exhibiting guest artists, the Knowles Art Garage in Stockton University, Atlantic City. Virtual program Memoir Workshop. Where is that? It says here at jfsatlantic.org. By the way, this is all on the, what is it? I think this is Press of Atlantic City. Press of Atlantic City. All right. And finally, Saturday, Mum and Book Sale. Women's Club of Vineland. I guess they're selling flowers and books. Indoor-outdoor yard sale, Atlantic County. Stafford Township's Town Yard wide sale. Lots of yard sales. Hope it doesn't rain. The 13th, this weekend, flea market and craft show at Summers Point Fire Company, number 1. SSM watercolor painting class on Sunday. And where is that? That's at Stockton University. They're in Atlantic City? The Noise Arts Garage, Stockton University. Atlantic City. I thought they were in Pomona. I don't know. Maybe it's their extension. And finally, the watercolor class, Beginners and Explorers, also in the same place. So to look for that, the instructor is Stephanie Segal, and you could find out more at stephaniesegal.com. I assume no relation to Steven Seagal, but if she is, I bet those watercolors kick ass. All right, that's it for the Piney Podcast. I'm Tony, and this is Little Joan of Arc. We will see you next time.